That is a Poulan sitting on the curb. I usually don't even come this way, so today I thought, hey, I'll try to go this way this time and see if I see anything. I'm on my way to Walmart to get some caulk. Yeah, saw a Poulan. It looks like it might be a pretty decent one. Today's Fixologist video is sponsored by Hipa Aftermarket Parts. If you run small engines in your lawn or garden, sooner or later you're going to need parts. And the best place I've found for good, inexpensive aftermarket parts is hipastore.com. They carry compatible parts for all major manufacturers. You name it, they probably got it. And also many of their popular items, including carb kits, come with free U.S. shipping. So next time your equipment needs a little DIY TLC, go to hipastore.com. Got a curb found leaf blower and a trash picked chainsaw here. I think we'll do the leaf blower today and then we'll do the chainsaw maybe tomorrow. This thing is a Poulan Pro 25cc 210 mile an hour BVM 210 VS is the model on this thing. Like I said, sitting at the curb, almost guarantee it's going to be fuel issues. Let's put it on choke. Let's check first. Let's check the state of this filter. That's not bad at all. A lot of times on a leaf blower, this filter would be terrible, but this is not. Let's see what it does when we try to start it. I do not look for this thing to start. I mean, obviously they set it to the curb for a reason. Let's see if it even primes. There is fuel in it. Looks like enough to probably, it should prime. It's on, what's this? Okay, that's the trigger set. We can go ahead and set the trigger set, put it back on start. Oh, you can't do it with, you have to start it like this. Okay, let's try it. See if we can prime it a bit more. I'm going to give it a little bit of a head start here. Now obviously you don't want to use too much of that because there's no oil in it. But as long as it gets going and the diaphragm works, it'll start pulling up fuel with oil in it. Let's see. Alright, let's try it now. If it fires off, then we know at least we've got a carb problem. Alright. Well, this might be a rare instance of no spark. Let's try that now. Surely we'll get something now. Okay, we got spark. So we probably have a problem with it doesn't look like, I don't see anything going into the bubble fuel-wise. So, I don't know. Is the fuel too low for the... No. I can see down in there that the fuel filter goes way down in there, but I tell you what, this is just going to be a classic. Pull the carb off, clean the carb, change the diaphragms probably. Change the fuel filter, and I bet this thing fires right up. Alright, let's get some tools and get that off of there. Let's actually, we'll bring it up here onto the table. Alright, I think this is the right size. Yep, this is a T25. So pretty much all of these will use a T25. This thing doesn't even look like it's been used that much. There's one. This other one just came right out. It's supposed to have an end on it. I think I just pulled the end off of it. I did. It's down in there. Shoot. Okay, that's all right. We'll release the throttle. Okay. It's pretty much a near certain. Yeah, there's 0 in this. So this isn't pulling anything at all. This fuel line is stiff, needs to be replaced. It's also discolored. It's on the verge of cracking. You can tell when fuel line gets really old because it will turn this kind of really amberish color, where it started out like more of this yellow right here. So it's just really old. Fuel line will replace that. Let's get this thing out of here. And I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but we'll reach down there and grab the hose. And it just broke right off. Ooh, and it's clogged. Look at there. Look at there, it's completely clogged. Looks like it's clogged. Yeah, it's definitely clogged with something. Look at that. Or it was. I don't know what's up with that, but that broke way too easy. So yeah, we need to replace fuel line, replace the filter. I also need to fish that other little thing out of there. I might have to dump the fuel to get that out. It's not what I wanted to do. Okay, there's that piece I was looking for, right there. It's just a stopper. That's all it is. It just keeps the return line from falling out. Okay, so we need some stuff. We need to clean this. We need new diaphragms. We need the fuel filter, and we need some fuel line. We'll take this carb apart here on the bench. It's a little easier place to do it than where I had it. We got to get to these diaphragms. We're just gonna take the diaphragms off, and we'll drop the whole carb inside of a wash in the ultrasonic, and I'll show you here what's going on with these. And if you have a piece of equipment like this, I mean, instead of putting it at the curb, or in the garbage, God forbid, they're not that hard to fix. This is a Zama branded carb, and these same carbs pretty much go on just about everything. And what you need to do is, if you own pieces of equipment like this, do yourself a favor and just keep in stock some extra diaphragms like this. Okay, you see this diaphragm, this rubbery thing? This comes off of here, off this backing, and it's easily replaceable. I'll even show you where to get these, and you can stock up on these for very, very little money. And the best thing you can possibly do for the longevity of your equipment is just keep these in stock, because you're going to end up replacing one probably every year or every other year, and there's nothing to it. It's really easy to do. This is the measuring diaphragm. So this measures the amount of fuel that goes into the system. It only allows in a small amount of fuel, and then it pushes out the correct amount of fuel each time that this diaphragm moves. But this one is so stiff, it's no longer functioning properly. So that needs to be replaced. This other one up here definitely needs to be replaced, I think, because it wasn't pulling up any fuel to prime the engine. Although that also could have been due to this bad fuel line could have been clogged as well. It looked like there was something in it to me. Maybe some old fuel had gotten in there and just kind of clogged itself up. Maybe sat and coagulated or what have you. But the fuel line needs to be replaced for sure. You could see how easily that broke. Okay. So you see how this part comes apart. Here's where the engine gets primed. You prime with this bulb here. It pulls fuel. It pulls fuel up through here into this cavity and then shoots it into these various orifices here down into this part where the jet happens. But this whole thing needs to be cleaned, obviously. It's filthy. And both of these diaphragms need to be replaced. Usually I would use just a little painter's knife or something like that, but I have guitar thumbnails. I play guitar. I have another channel also called The Guitologist. I'll put a link up there if you want to go subscribe to that. If you're just but if you're just here for these repairs, then welcome to the channel. But just so you know, I also have another guitar related channel. It's called The Guitologist. And that's why I have these fingernails. It's not because I'm trying to be prissy or anything like that. I do get comments, which I don't mind. It is what it is. You're going to get tons of comments. But no, I play finger picking style guitar, so you have to have fingernails for that. But you can see, oh yeah. See, this one is really stiff. And also you can see all this crap that has developed here. There is just a bunch of this. You can even see it, like I'm chipping it off right there. That's all buildup from probably ethanol fuel is what that is. That's the crap left over from ethanol fuel. So that needs to be replaced. That needs to be replaced. All of these pieces need to be washed, and we need to replace the fuel lines and the fuel filter. And hopefully we'll have a running machine after that. We'll also go ahead and replace this bulb too. I think I've got a bunch of these bulbs. And I'll show you what we're going to replace them all with. And that brings us to today's sponsor, Hipa. So Hipa is an online parts house where you can get all of the stuff for your small engine needs, especially all these diaphragms, all the carb kits, complete carburetors, fuel line. Look, they sent me a whole mess of, they even sent me a nice little keychain. Thank you, Hipa. That's pretty cool. Hipastore.com. HIPA store.com. These guys are today's sponsor, and definitely the next time you need this stuff, check them out. I know a lot of you people might get stuff from different places, but their prices are extremely competitive with everywhere else you're going to go, and that was my experience when I went on their website. At first I was a bit skeptical because I was like, okay, surely their stuff is going to be twice price as high as anywhere else you can get it, but that was not the case. You can get it just as cheap there, and you'll be supporting the channel when you support these guys. So definitely go to hipastore.com. They sent me a whole box of fuel line. This amount of fuel line for me, as somebody who does repairs, is probably going to last me 2-3 years probably. So that's a lot of fuel line for not a lot of money. And I've got metering diaphragms. Look at this. See these metering diaphragms? There's tons of them here, and they will fit this, I believe. These are pretty much all universal, although some of them might have extra holes and whatnot. Usually those holes will line up and they will still work. Now these are not as robust as this one, but I don't know that it has to be. It's a little more flimsy, but you can get a whole lot of them for not a lot of money, and I definitely recommend just like I said, stocking up on these, because you're going to replace them every year anyway, pretty much. Definitely pays to have a bunch of these on hand for all your various pieces of outdoor equipment. Anything that's two-stroke is going to require these, and it's just nice to just know that you have a bunch of them already on hand if something goes bad. As you can see outside, I had a chainsaw that we're going to fix. They sent me some chainsaw chains. They sent me a carb kit for the chainsaw. This one will be the leaf blower. If we wanted to, we could just clean this and use this carb. We could simply use that carburetor right there if we wanted to clean it in the ultrasonic. But I forgot, they sent me the whole kit. They sent me the carb. And honestly, buying the entire carb is so cheap. It's the whole kit. Look, it comes with the spark plug, everything you need. Spark plug, air filter, fuel filter, the whole carb, your gaskets for putting it on, the whole thing's included, and I'll put the price of that up on the screen. I mean, it is more than reasonable, and it's going to get your piece of machinery back up and running very quickly without a lot of effort. Yeah, hipastore.com. And if we wanted to, like I said, we could certainly just get the diaphragms that go with this carb and repair this carb. However, by the time you bought the fuel line, bought your new bulb, bought your fuel filter, you know, you bought a new spark plug if you want to change the spark plug, you know, buy a new fuel air filter, all that. By the time you bought all of this stuff, it's going to add up to about this anyway. So it's easier and quicker and better usually just to replace the whole carb, I'll be honest. You know, it seems like a waste of a carb, but it's not, because you can always keep this in reserve for a rainy day. You can order the diaphragms if you want from Hipa and replace those on this one, which I'm going to go ahead and do. I will repair this one for a rainy day, so I'll have an extra one. Like the next time this machine goes down, I'll have an extra carb ready to go that I can just slap on there, start blowing immediately, and won't have to wait for parts even. You know, and this is the way to handle your equipment. That way that you don't have to go, you know, 2 or 3 weeks without your piece of machinery, or wait till you get a chance to fix it. If you have a piece of equipment and you don't have a spare carburetor kit like this for it, definitely order one, because it will come in handy at some point. You are going to need it. I mean, the biggest sin to me these days is going to electric for this outdoor equipment, because it doesn't have the power, it doesn't have the longevity. The batteries go out every 2 to 3 years. They even say that on the boxes for the batteries. Like, you know, you'll be lucky if you get 3 years out of a battery anymore. The way that they're made so cheaply anymore, it's just not worth it. So keep your gas equipment and keep it running. And the way to keep it running, go to hipastore.com and check them out. Thanks for sponsoring our videos, Hipa. Really appreciate it. Okay, we'll have to hurry up. We're losing daylight. This kit even comes with some gaskets that did not even exist on the OEM. They don't even have these gaskets installed from the factory, so it's going to be better than factory. Okay, we got a couple of different sizes of fuel line here. Okay, so we'll get the correct size of hose. That's this stuff. So I found the best thing for fuel line is scissors to cut it. But first we need to thread it down through here and then out. And the easiest way to do that is to cut this line at an angle, like an extreme angle, so it goes down to a point like that. Makes it easier to thread through. It also kind of helps if you rotate it a little bit as you're doing it. And let's see, maybe we can get a hold of the end there and pull on it. Yeah. Help it along a little bit. I'm not too worried about damaging the end of the fuel line because I'm going to trim it anyway. Okay. Okay, so we'll cut that off square, and now we can put our new fuel filter on. And then when we get this down in there, we want to shove it all the way to the bottom of the fuel tank. Make sure it gets all the way down there. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that looks pretty good to me. So we need to cut this about right there. Okay, one side did have a gasket. I was wrong. This gasket goes on this side right here. Get that in a sec. Now this other fuel line, like I said, it had that little piece. Where did I put it? Okay, so this little nipple right here goes like that. And this just sticks right down in this part. Yeah, I don't think we're going to use that because it doesn't fit. We're just going to do this one the same way we did the other one. And just cut it and feed a little bit down in there. Okay, this one does not have to go very far. It just has to go in enough to dump the fuel back in the tank. Like that. Yeah, it doesn't have to go any further than that. And we'll give that a cut right about there also.
Smell.
You're smelling gas. I'm fixing something. I'm making a video.
Okay. Good luck with your video.
Thank you. This gasket probably doesn't matter too much, but it would help to get a good seal and make sure that you're not getting more air than you should be. Okay. Okay, so that works. All right. New air filter. Save the old one because it's not completely dead. It's not crumbling or anything. Let's put some fuel in it and see if it starts now. You want to take bets? First pull, second pull, third pull. Okay, let's see if this primer bulb primes. And that'll tell me. There we go. Now she's priming. That's what it wasn't doing before. Priming now for sure. If, like I said, we were getting sparks, so I'm not going to worry about the spark plug for now. I think this thing is going to run without changing the spark plug, but we do have an extra from Hipa. Pump that up just a little bit more, get some fuel flowing good. We should see the return, and it is. You see the return. We should see the fuel returning. So we're getting fuel now, and she should run. I don't see any reason why not. It's getting fuel, it's getting spark. It's already turned over once, so I look for this thing to run perfectly. All right. It's gonna go. Alright, we're just going to tweak. We're going to tweak the high and low. It's going to quit. Yep. It's quitting because the idle settings and the high and low settings are not quite there. We'll check those. idle her down until she's purring. That'll do it right there. Okay, sweet. So yeah, man, so that'll do it. A Poulan Pro, free one off the curb. Somebody just needed to go to hipastore.com and get their new carburetor and did not do that, so their loss is our gain. All right, that'll do it for this one. I want to say thanks to hipastore.com for sending the parts for this, and for now, see y'all later.